In the late 1950s, a man who loved the outdoors built himself a caravan. It was so good his friend said, "Oh, could you build me one?" Now his name was Siddle Cook, and when he built the third or the fourth he thought, "I think I could do this for a living." And so he started building them in a garage, and he needed to give them a name. He turned his first name back to front, and that made Elddis. Elldis was born, and it's been a company that innovates and comes up with ideas ever since. For instance, the one behind me, the Elddis Affinity from 2013, this year, is one of the first that is held together a completely new way without using screws and ordinary kinds of sealant. In fact, Elddis are so confident with this new body construction method that they're giving a 10-year body integrity warranty. Oh, that's a mouthful. Basically, they're saying it's not going to blooming well leak, and so many caravans do after a year or so. Now look, we can't get under the skin to see how the bits are put together, but fortunately a lot of the dealers are given this small sample. It's called solid, which stands for strong, light and dry. But of course it's round the side where you see the secrets, the bit that holds it together. There's no need for a screw here that might pinch, might cause a leak point, and a screw here and screws further down. This is all done with a nice little made joint. And what's more, of course, it's got a special kind of sealant that took about 3 years of development in Germany. They are confident in it, and it's giving the new Elddis range a great interest. In addition to the Elldis joins, the front of the Caravan is so different from many others that you see in compounds today. This front isn't ABS plastic, which so many people use. It's fiberglass, using the old term. That's GRP, or glass reinforced plastic. Now you can tell that by going to the rear of it. Whereas ABS plastic is smooth, this has a rough finish, and you have to be careful you don't hurt yourself. But the great thing about GRP is a lot of people can repair it. If you had a crack here where you hit some sort of curb, or if you had a bad crack here, or sometimes at the top people hit a branch, a low-lying branch of a tree. Instead of having to replace the whole front or also the whole back, which is the same, on this Elldis, you've got the benefit of GRP, which means easy repair, localized repair, and there are many people out there who are skilled to do it. The majority of British caravans are built using Alco chassis and components which typically are red. Now there is another German chassis manufacturer called BPW, and that's the chassis manufacturer that Elldis has used. It's great stuff, they're good products, but in this case they're coloured blue. So we're now in the lounge of the Elldis Affinity 540, and it's all very pleasant. Something again special that's typical of this company is the fact that all the woodwork is made in the UK. They make a big point about this. It's made in the factory in Consett, County Durham, whereas so many caravan manufacturers bring in materials from abroad. And sometimes that makes it a little difficult if you're trying to get replacements if something gets damaged. So here they are, with their own catches and so forth. We can see the capacity, we can see this particularly unique dark coating on the front, the imitation veneer that some people like, and of course some people won't, but for my money, with the light upholstery below, they complement each other really, really well. Now, like most mid-kitchens, there are two sides and you use both really in concert with each other. For instance, over this side we've got the new type of microwave oven, which is low down. And that's so much safer than having one at the top that might spill things that are boiling on your head. And underneath, for example, you've got a nice space there to put bits and pieces that you're about to prepare, and the knife and fork cutlery facilities underneath. So that's that side. The main business side obviously is over here, and here it is. Look, we've lifted the lid and there's the 3 gas burner hob, and then there's an electric hot plate as well. Now on this one I noticed that there isn't one of the protective pieces applied to the wall here to stop heat causing damage. It's good reason why. Look, we've got all the controls of this along this side, and it's pushed that further down. That actually suits me very well. I think that's good. Underneath there's a Thetford oven, and there's a grill of course as well. I always make a fuss about grills because I do like grilling food occasionally, and on continental vans they tend not to have grills. I don't understand really why. Then as we look next, we've got the Thetford fridge, a fairly large capacity fridge, and over the top of that there's the washing up facility, and that has a removable top. This turns over. It can be used as a sort of a chopping board, I gather, but it can also be positioned with a slight incline so that the water discharges from the dishes that are there into the sink. Nice tap from Whale, and that really completes what is a reasonable sized kitchen in a van of this length. One of the special features of a fixed double bed caravan is that you've got an enormous amount of storage underneath. Now look, I'm not suggesting for one moment that you store all the grandchildren in here, but you can carry a lot of stuff. And incidentally, while we're down here, I've noticed something over this side. Do you remember I said that there was an Elddis central heating system that has radiators? Well, along this wall here, you can see some of the sections of a radiator diffuser, I suppose is the right word, that is going to send the heat somewhere. Gosh, I wonder where that heat is going to go. Ah, look, that's where all the heat is coming up, over here. Now that's lucky for the person who's sleeping this side of the bed. Oh, and by the way, they've also got a shelf on this side for their glass of water or their hot tea in the morning. Bad side for them? Yeah, look, they've got to climb over if they want to go to the bathroom. Just inside the bathroom there's a narrow basin. I like that narrowness, you pass it easily, but it's also deep, deeper than most, so you can cup your hands and get the water in your hands to sprinkle on your face. Adjacent to the swivel bowl toilet, you'll see low down on the ground some grills, and those grills are just above yet another radiator type, which is part and parcel of the central heating system. And then you've got the shower with its own door. It's a reasonably wide one without being the widest we've seen, and although I'm sure it performs well, it's a pity they've only got a tray for the soap. Some people I know have a multiplicity of bottles and treatments whenever they step into a shower. The forefather of Elddis would have been proud of this. He liked innovation, and innovation is really at the heart of this van. We've talked about the joining structure, we've talked about the fiberglass front, the GRP, we've talked about the BPW chassis, and these are things that people don't ever really take any notice of, which is a pity because they underpin the whole van. But we have looked inside and seen that it's smart too. There's a good double bed, there's a good kitchen, it's really very, very good for a 24-foot van. A lot of comfort, and I think you ought to come and have a look at one.